Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you are a business in California and you're trying to figure out where do I get a business loan? I have good credit, but I don't know where should I be able to start with getting a business loan. Now, I must tell you, here's the thing about it with banks and business loans that you should know up front. That with a lot of banks, because of the red tape, a lot of times they don't want to give you a business loan up front. Okay. So that being said, I've looked and researched. So some of the things that you may have to do in terms of getting a business loan with a business loan. Okay. You don't need a DUNS number. Okay. You don't need net 30s and you don't need a paydex score. Okay. The reason that a DUNS number is important, like say that you need like equipment or something and you don't want to pay up front, then that's where your net 30s, your net term accounts come in at and stuff like that. But if you want to go straight for like a business loan, business line of credit, and you have at least, I would say at least a 640 or higher credit score, then these are the lenders that you want to actually go for. Now, here's another thing about it. This here is very important, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're trying to build your business credit, okay, in the state of California, if you're trying to build up your business credit so you can get access to business funding, you need to have a relationship with one of these banks, all right? The reason is because they report to the business credit bureaus. Now, you would notice on here, I don't have any community banks on here, nor do you see any credit unions like Navy Federal, because I know a lot of people, they may have Navy Federal business account, but here's the thing about it with your credit unions and community banks. They don't report your business transactions. And because they don't report your business transactions, what ends up happening is that there's no data being fed to the business credit bureau. So when you try to go get business loans and stuff like that, and when your credit is bad, they don't have nothing to fall off of. Now, I'm going to tell you, you don't have to get rid of your community bank or credit union, but you should add one of these here banks. Abbreviations that you're looking at is American Express. They report to Small Business Financial Exchange and Dun & Bradstreet. Then you have Chase. Chase reports to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and Dun & Bradstreet. Capital One reports to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Small Business Financial Exchange. And then Citibank. Citibank reports to Experian, Small Business Financial Exchange. That information is populated over to Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax. Then Bank of America and Wells Fargo, they report to Small Business Financial Exchange. U.S. Bank, they share their information with Small Business Financial Exchange, and that information is shared with Dun & Bradstreet. And then PNC and SunTrust, which is true as now, they report to Small Business Financial Exchange, okay? Now, I would tell you my top three would be Chase, Capital One, or Citibank, and you can see why I would have these here banks, all right? Now, let's talk about, this is very important because a lot of people are not aware of this. These are high-risk NAICS codes. So when you're trying to get funding and stuff like that, here's the thing about it. These high-risk NAICS codes, a lot of financial institutions don't work with them, even with your community banks and credit unions and stuff like that. So you have credit repair and trucking. And if you're trying to figure out, well, then what's the best NAICS code that I should be using as an alternative, you can go to HoustonMcMiller.net and schedule a one-on-one consultation, okay? Now, banks don't want to work with porn. They don't want to work with gambling, MLM, multi-level marketing, weapons and ammo, money lending, real estate. These are your top high-risk NAICS codes, okay, that you want to stay away from if you're trying to get funding, all right? Reference to if you're a startup and you're trying to figure out where can I find some money. All right, here's some resources to look at to see if you're able to find some money to help start your business. You got unclaimed.org, you got missingmoney.com, class action lawsuits. Now, this class action lawsuit, this is very important because a lot of us have purchase products and stuff, or join gym memberships, or join something that didn't go right, or like with your banks charging you a lot of overdraft fees and stuff like that. So class action lawsuits is definitely one of the ones you want to look at because it's easy to find money there. All right. Then you have Child Care and Development Fund. They offer, if you are a parent and you're trying to find money to start your business and stuff, it helps with the Child Care and Development Fund. Low Home Energy Assistance Program. So if you're struggling with your utilities and stuff, then you have USA.gov, 311.org, and 211.org for assistance. Then in reference to USDA, they have a food and nutrition where you can go and actually get food. So there's different resources here to help you not only find money to start your business, but also to help take care of your household. All right. Now, let's talk about banks if you have established credit. So saying that you have, like I said, at least a 640 or higher, then like you have banks like Business Health Group. Okay, so with the qualification, the average income is 150,000, but that does not mean you have to be making 150. That's just their average. Okay, and their average credit score is a 740. Okay, now the minimum is a 660 credit score. No bankruptcies in the past year. All right. They do a soft pull TransUnion to pre-qualify. Now, here's the thing about it. With some of these lenders, they might not do a hard pull, but they may check out your LexisNexis, your CoreLogic, your Clarity. Okay. So they may check out these systems in terms of finding out if you had a recent bankruptcy. Like I said, because they don't want you to have no bankruptcy in the past year. Okay. So they do charge origination fees of 1%. Their loans go anywhere from 20,000 up to 200,000. All right. Now, they want you to be in business anywhere from 2 months up to 7 years, bank statements, and 1 year of taxes. This is for BHG. So you'll have to speak with a representative, and they report to all three credit bureaus. And you have Wells Fargo. Now, here's the thing about a Wells Fargo. With Wells Fargo business loans, they want you to be in business at least 2 years. However, Wells Fargo offers a business line of credit, okay? And with their business line of credit, you don't have to be in business 2 years, long as the business is established. So if you have, again, a 680 or higher credit score. Now, the reason that I like Wells Fargo, not only are you able to get that business line of credit, but also, and here's a tip for you. If you're going to approach Wells Fargo, I would encourage you to go inside the bank and apply. Okay. The reason that you want to apply, because they're going to pull your credit there anyway, right? And it can end up being a soft pull instead of a hard pull. All right. Now, you do have to have a bank account and stuff like that with them. But your average credit score, again, is a 680, and it's a FICO 9, Experian FICO 9. Okay, so what that FICO 9 means for some of you all in the state of California that don't realize, with a FICO 9 score, it's much easier to build up because you can add authorized users to help boost up your FICO 9 score. You can, you can add subscriptions to boost up your utility bills and rent payments to help boost up your FICO 9 score. Now, like with your major banks, with your other major banks like Chase, American Express, Bank of America, they do not look at authorized users, nor do they look at like subscriptions, rental payments and stuff to determine if they're going to give you a loan. So that's something you have to keep in mind as well. You have Funding Circle. Now, here's the thing about it with Funding Circle. You can be in business at least less than 2 years. So they don't say they have a minimum revenue requirement. However, you have to have at least a 660 or higher credit score. Now, they do put a lien and they want a personal guarantee with Funding Circle. All right, so that's just something you have to keep an open mind about. You have American Express. Now, with American Express, here's the thing about it. in business at least a year. They loan up to $250,000, and it's a softball. But here's the thing about it with American Express. You have to know that with American Express, you have to have a credit card with them first, or at least a credit card with them first. Okay. So once you have a credit card with them, then you're able to apply for like their business line of credit and stuff like that. All right. Which is actually the Cabbage loan. Now, Cabbage has two different loans. OK, so just keep that in mind. Cabbage has a separate entity, and then the part of the entity that American Express owns. Now, also, just you see right here, it is personal guarantee. However, that business line of credit or loan from American Express, it doesn't show up on your personal credit. Okay, but you have to have at least a 640. And here's another thing I like about it. When you're in business at least a year, long as your revenue is at least $3,000 a month, and you have to have a business bank account with them. Now, if you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.